What's up, meatbags? It's the often imitated, never duplicated Tony, TTD, coming at you with a review of Biomutant for the PS5. Before we get into it, let me remind you that I did receive a free review copy of Biomutant on the PS5. I got it from the developers. I got a code. I didn't get a physical. I got the code for the game. So this is a review based off a free review unit review copy. Just so we're clear on this. I should also note that Biomutant on PS5 and PS4 is $39.99 digitally. I think it's the same price physically. You can probably pick up a cheaper physical copy. I know Luke's Awakening, he picked up a $10 copy. So there are some copies out there in the wild. If you're looking for a cheaper physical alternative, you just gotta find it. You gotta do a little looking. But digitally, it is $40 on PS5. With that said, we got to talk about the game, and the game looks beautiful, absolutely beautiful. I mean, the world is vibrant colors on a lot of the characters, on a lot of the creatures. As you can see, I'm on a mount in this particular video. Everything looks beautiful. You got the fur is shimmering. Great looks. Now, the issues that I have with this game is the world is so empty. Look at, I'm just riding around. There's no enemies, there's no NPCs, there's no creatures, there's nothing. There's trees and cement and fences, nothing else. A lot of the nooks and crannies in the game, you know, you want to go look in all the little nooks and crannies, see if you can find some stuff. Well, there's nothing there. A lot of times it's just nothing. The world is overly big with not a lot of things in it. I think that's one of the main issues. I would have liked to see a lot more enemies, a lot more creatures, a lot more NPCs. Like I said, as you can see, I'm in Bricktown. It's completely empty. There was one instance of a fight in this area, and then it doesn't respawn. There's no respawning enemies. I think there's a few that might respawn, but that's about it. Now, there's a lot to do as far as character creation, a lot of things to pick. You can tailor your character to the way you play. Some of the things are unlocked by choices you make in the game, because there's good choices, there's bad choices. They work independently of each other, so you can make a bunch of good choices, then make a bunch of bad choices, and it's not one single meter. It's two independent meters. Those choices will help you unlock different abilities. So there are abilities locked to the evil side, abilities locked to the good side. As far as the story goes in Biomutant, it's post-apocalyptic. The humans, they've screwed up the world. They've polluted it. As you can see, there's garbage bags laying all over the place. There's gunk in the ocean. And this game beats you over the head with this message. It beats you over the head. It makes Captain Planet look subtle with its messaging on recycling and reusing and saving the earth and not polluting. So if you don't mind heavy-handed messaging, then you're not going to mind this. But if it's a little much, is what I'm saying. It's just a little much. Now, the combat in the game is pretty fun. You get unlimited bullets, so you don't got to worry about your shotgun or your pistol or your automatic rifle running out of bullets. So that's fun. It's always fun to shoot things. I wish there was more things to shoot. The close combat gets a little janky, but like I said, it is fun. It is not an experience that you're going to be upset about. You're going to enjoy the combat. And you're going to be like me. You're going to be like, man, I wish there was more combat, because it is enjoyable. Now, there's a lot of items, a lot of loot. There's crafting systems in the game. Like I said, there's unlockables. You can unlock different fighting techniques. Your shotgun's going to unlock some stuff. Your pistol, your automatic rifle. You get different weapons depending on which tribe you join, which tribe you decide to help in the little tribal ward. So there is things to do. There is things to unlock. There's things to find. But a lot of time, it does seem lackluster. You'll find treasure chests, you know, hours into the game that have items that are not as good as the stuff you found towards the beginning of the game. It's really weird that way. A lot of randomization as far as what you're going to receive. It doesn't seem like it levels up with you correctly. So like I said, you end up getting weaker items sometimes further into the game than you would suspect you would have gotten. As you can see, like I said, combat is real fun. Lots of things going on. You can parry, you can smack them around, you can shoot things, you can, unleash special moves. And then it's over, and then there's nothing else to do. And then you just wander around. Lots of talking. In the first 2 hours of the game, I think, I actually played maybe 15 minutes. That wasn't talking. That wasn't a lot of blah blah blahing and telling me how the world is polluted and stuff. Other things in the game you got to look out for. Like I said, there is a mount system, but all the mounts run at the same speed, so it's just kind of an aesthetic thing. Whichever one you think looks the prettiest, just pick that one. In which I think that's like the whole issue with the game, right? There's a lot of stuff, but then when you start unlocking, when you start working through it, it's like, a lot of this stuff just doesn't matter. Different mounts don't really matter. Different weapons really don't matter that much. The different move sets, the items that you find. Now you're going to find a lot of health items, but you're really not going to need them. Unless you're playing on the hardest difficulty, you really don't need the health pickups.
Heroes are only heroes for others.
You're going to hear a lot of this narration. You can set things, like you can set the amount of narration, you can set the amount of gibberish that the NPCs do. So there is options here. There is some accessibility options. I didn't really play with them because I don't need them, but there are some there if you want to look into that. Ultimately, though, for $40, I can't really recommend this. This is like a 12-hour game. If you just rush through, do just the main mission, it's 12 hours. If you do all the side missions, you might run about 15 to 16 hours. If you're insistent to like find every single thing in every nook and cranny, maybe 20 hours, maybe. There are puzzles in the game, but they're super simple. Like, these are baby puzzles. Turn a few knobs, match up some colors. Your intelligence determines how many moves you get in the puzzles, and I basically never had to level it up in order to complete the puzzles because they're that simple. I was playing on stream the other day, and one of the puzzles was finished in one move. I did one single move, and the puzzle was defeated. There are spaces, like you can see here in the video, that are going to be blocked off with invisible barriers. You can't get to them unless you go through the proper events. So they at least took care of that. Ultimately, like I said, I can't recommend this game for $40. If you could pick it up cheaper, this feels like a $20 game. So if you could pick it up for $20 or less, I would go ahead and do that. Full price, can't recommend it, can't do it, sorry. I just don't see the value in a 20-hour experience for the complete package. 12 hours if you rush through it for $40. There is a new game plus, so there's that, but it's just more of the same, right? There's 2 different endings, so I guess if you want to see the second ending, new game plus it, or just save before you make that crucial choice towards the end, and then just, load your save and see both endings that way. Either way, that's really all I got to say about this game. As you can see, it is competent. It's fun. I wish it was more fun. I wish there was more fighting. But I'm just beating a dead horse at this point.